Hi, my name is Ananya, and I'm an assistant professor at Ashoka University, India. And this is the video abstract for my article titled Of Statues, Struggles, and Subaltern Memory, the Aesthetics of Commemorating Birsa Munda. In this article, I seek to examine the contested politics of memory making in post colonial Hindu nationalist India through the figure of Adivasi anti colonial leader Birsa Munda. The article argues that the Indian state has engaged in a dual process of appropriation and erasure by monumentalizing Birsa through large scale statutory, selectively framing his legacy within a sanitized narrative of national belonging. Such representational strategies, as used by the Indian state, function to depoliticize the contemporary struggles of Adivasis living under abject conditions of dispossession. In contrast, the article foregrounds the counter-mnemonic practices of the Pathalgadi movement in Jharkhand through erecting Smadhi sthals and pathals as subaltern attempts at reclaiming Birsa's legacy. By making these divergent materialities visible, the article illustrates how Adivasi mnemonic agency exposes the disjuncture between symbolic state led remembrance and the ongoing forms of internal colonialism that structure Adivasi lives. In attending to these practices of resistance, the article frames decolonization not as a finished event, but as an unfinished labor of mnemonic resistance against statist forms of historical closure. The article advances three interrelated analytical claims. The first, it argues that decolonizing memory requires more than just representational inclusion of marginalized figures. It entails recognizing and theorizing the very mnemonic material practices through which Adivasi communities produce radically different spatial and political imaginaries. Secondly, the empirical focus on Patalgadi movement foregrounds Adivasi mnemonic practices as crucial yet neglected sites of political agency. Lastly, it contends that post colonial memory regimes do not simply represent the past, but actively sanitize and restructure the political possibility in the present. The present Hindutva led Indian state's monumentization of Birsa Munda through the erection of these grand statues frames him as a celebrated figure, exemplifies how state deploys these material memory practices to reclaim decolonial legitimacy. Birsa Munda's afterlives thus reveal that decolonization is not an abstract, normative concern, but also a material, situated, and deeply contested struggle over political legitimacy and belonging.